Good now. Thank you. So you set new intentions with this new moon?
Yeah, because new moon was yesterday. I mean, in India, it was 11:50 p.m.
Okay.
And means I'm also, there are deeper intentions for this coming full moon, which is on 24th April. I mean, I'm telling in terms of India. And this full moon is called the pink moon, what I
Mhm.
saw. And there's something special about it. And
Yeah.
there's there's some pending things to be done. So I'm setting the intention if I can uh, excavate the energy of this moon cycle from new moon to full moon. So
That's perfect.
hopefully I mean, I would love to share what
Yeah.
I get to explore. Yeah.
Yeah. We're all ears whenever you want to share. We that's part of the hi ladies. Hi Lori, hi Anna. That's part of the whole, divine feminine flow is is living, and that's exactly what we're talking about today, because it's living in that rhythm of the cosmos, the moon energies, like following that rhythm rather than the structural, lists and to-dos and Sunday to Saturday and all that. So that's perfect. Well, it was a big day here yesterday, Osho, in North America, with the eclipse going on. I don't know if you heard about it over there. It was like everywhere here. Hi, Jill. Welcome.
Morning. Good morning.
Good morning. So we're just waiting for Carrie here. Cool.
Okay.
Um,
Oops, there goes my dogs.
Didn't Carrie say she was going to be in Mexico this week?
she did. Thank you, Lori. I totally forgot.
Yeah, I thought, well, we can't be waiting too long for her.
Yeah,
But
that's
no.
right. That's okay. Oh, hope you're having fun, Carrie. We miss you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do a check-in first on how you guys are doing. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to close my door. Okay. Sorry, I have someone here cleaning and I didn't want it to be falling apart, you guys. Question. Okay. So let me check in first, see how you guys are doing. We've had some really big energies going on, and how are you feeling physically, emotionally, tapping in, that sort of thing? So, Jill, how are you doing?
I was in Redmond, Sun River area with my sister, and then over in Redmond at a horse sanctuary for the last 2 days, or actually I went over Friday, but all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So doing Reiki 1 and 2. So I got certified for that on animals. Yeah. So it was a lot of hours, but it was totally worth it. So I was pretty grounded. Being around the animals, that always helps,
Oh, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And just being in that space. I saw your pictures. Congratulations. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of warms my heart.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Osho, do you want to share kind of a little bit of what you said already or anything else?
I mean, I'm in the process of exploration. Just I don't know this specific. I mean, I have been working through the moon cycles, recently in the past, not too late, but recently only. But this specific moon cycle is somehow catching my attention and my focus. There's a calling to speak up things which I need to speak. And I don't know. I mean, let's see what unfolds. Maybe, the divine feminine timing, I will share some of it. Let it unfold. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. The this moon cycle is there's a reason I think for what you're feeling too right now. You are feeling the energy of the collective. Because I mean, yes, we had the eclipse yesterday with the new moon, but also as we move into like the way the planets are lining up, so Jupiter is kind of hooking up with Uranus in Taurus on the 20th here. And that energy is an expansive energy. So Jupiter always expands everything. And Uranus is very much about the spiritual, the heart purpose. And so it's basically expanding Uranus and all of the qualities of Uranus for us. And so it's bringing us into a new belief, a new empowerment, a new knowing within us that this is where we're headed and this is what we're supposed to be doing. So that lines up for sure. Like it's already kind of lining up, but it's exact on the 20th of April and the full moon is the 24th. So it's going to be a very powerful window here of change and really, really working on your inner beliefs. And it's funny because this morning, Osho, the message for my morning meditation with the group came through as being the words unfiltered and unfettered in regards to your dreams. In other words, like stop holding back, let it out and go. So that energy is, you're picking up on that too. That's very, it's here for all of us, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's
And
hear.
also, even,
go.
I'm sorry.
No,
If
go.
someone
I was pausing there to see if you had anything else to say.
Yeah, the number 21 is very special in my life. 21st is my birthday. 21st of another month is my mother's birthday. And then you had, like for this Soulfully Aligned program, you had the Mystic conversations on 21st December. And you had, prior to the launch of this session, you had those free master classes. You had two master classes. One was on 21st December, and December is again 12. And then another was on 12th December. So you reverse the digits of 21, it becomes 12. The number 21 keeps coming again and again in my life. And I think somebody in one of the previous sessions, I don't remember, someone was sharing something about 21 again. So this is 21 and another number is 24, which is again this full moon.
Yeah.
If any one of you, or if you, if you can share anything regarding these two numbers, these two are very special numbers in my life. So I'm just curious to go deeper into them if there is anything.
Well, it's
And-
interesting because 21, when you add them together, is 3, which is divine feminine, Trinity, and 24 is 6, which is 3 and 3. So I'm not much, I don't know much about numerology. I don't know if anyone here has that, but I do pay attention to the numbers. And 21 is always the I always choose my solstice and equinox days to be the 21st. I know that they often vary, like it might be the 20th or the up to the 22nd, or 23rd, but I always choose 21st for my celebrations. So yeah, that is interesting. You should look that up, look up those numbers. And well, let me just look up. I have this book. It's
Yeah.
called Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. Okay. And so I'll see what his 21, the message is your connection to the universe is really strong and you're being filled with inspiration and guidance. Be open and aware. And 24 is angels are shining a light of harmony on you and your personal relationships. Any conflicts are now being resolved. 23. Yeah. 3 is you're on the road to growth and expansion. The path is unfolding with perfect timing. And 6, take time to eliminate all that's blocking your joy. Follow what makes your heart dance. There you go. That's all I got.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay, Anna, how are you doing? Thank you for sharing your beautiful paintings and the picture of your spiral path.
Mm, mm.
Oh, you're muted. You got to unmute.
Okay. Hi. Well, the eclipse has a lot of energy to move around my family, so it has been hectic and busy, and yeah, and I felt that for me it's very hard to share. So it's like, well, yesterday with the eclipse, I said, well, maybe it's the time to start sharing. Maybe I need to start getting out because for me it's very hard. I was so worried. I told my daughter, maybe I did it wrong, and it was all this anxiety that it goes for me to go out and show the people who I am and what do I do, and so that has been something that I need to work on. So thank you everybody that saw my elephants, and thank you. But
Yes.
I'm fine. I have been just working a lot and painting more, and so letting that out and planning a little bit, not much yet, but
Yeah.
just be busy.
Yeah. And the courage it takes to step out and share, it's not small. Like that's a huge step. So congratulations, because taking those steps is part of the path. Every step we take, if that's our calling, right? If we're like, okay, I want to work with people, we first have to take those steps forward to say, here's what I do. And we have different circles of people around us that we think of when we think of doing that, because we think of, the family circle or the work circle or the neighbor circle. Like who's good? Like what are they going to think? And it's not easy to step out there. But what you will find is that courage it takes, like it's such a, oh my gosh, I did it. It feels good feeling. And the right people are drawn to you then. So it's you radiating your light out, and think about why. Why are you worried to share? What's the worst thing that could happen? Right? Look at those fears, face them face to face, like really shine the flashlight on the fears of that, because sometimes it's this fear, but we don't actually even take the time to look at it and examine it and say, okay, why am I afraid to share? What am I afraid is going to happen? And it usually comes down to 1 or 2 people in our life that we're hearing in our ear. And I mean, probably because they've already said what they're worried they're going to say. They've already said it. They've already thought it. So you're fine. keep going, because
Okay.
there are people, if we bring our focus into the people that we know we can help, the people that we know are out there, if they just knew this one thing, if they just could just, you know, learn how to paint, if they could just come and find their soul, like, and just sink into their inner knowing, that makes it all worth it then. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
good. Keep going. You're
Okay.
such a beautiful, nurturing mother energy, like a mother earth energy to you. And people need this right now, because look at, I mean, you look at your family, that's your own little hub, but there's people all over that need that grounding, that need it. So
Yeah.
we
Okay.
love you. We love you.
Thank you.
Lori, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
How's
I
the energy? Are you feeling more settled now than you were last week, or?
yeah, actually I am feeling a lot more settled this week. Um Sometimes your meditations, they just hit at exactly the right moment that I need to hear them. Last Tuesdays was about trusting yourself. I know all last week was about trusting yourself, but last Tuesdays seemed to hit specific for me. And I've been thinking about that a lot all this week. And I meant to write down what I was thinking, but you know, I didn't get around to it. And
I'm just looking back at last Tuesday's message.
which I'm glad that that you have them recorded, so I can go back and I can listen to it again. And I can remember what I was thinking and stuff like that. So yeah, I do feel a lot better about not feeling so frazzled and stuff. I don't feel like I have any less to do, but I actually have more to do because I just bought something that I have to work on. But um I don't know, I feel more grounded about it now. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I've been working on just uh, organizing my space a lot more. Because I do notice how it impacts how clutter in my surrounding does impact my ability to channel and relax. And you know, I'll get quiet and then I'll be like, oh, but I need to email that person, and oh, I need, you know, and then I have to like, but if I had it more organized and I was more organized, it would be better for me. So I'm back when I was teaching, I was very organized. I had a planner, I had a schedule, I had a calendar, and I had it all arranged because you can't survive unless, you know, you're somewhat organized. But now that I'm not teaching, you know, I haven't kept up those kinds of things. And so I've been this week really energized, I guess, and motivated to organize things. And so I've been working on it, and you know, just every day saying like, let me just spend 15 minutes just working on this or taking care of that. And it's also aligning with the fact that my mother is downsizing from her apartment to another apartment, smaller apartment. My mom, when my dad died back in 2018, she moved from our family home, which was like 4-bedroom home, to a 2-bedroom condo. And now she's moving again to a little 1-bedroom in a 55 and up community, which, you know, those 55 and up communities are more like 75 and up, you know. But people seem to live longer, you know, so now so we're moving her and downsizing her, and so we're going through all the old pictures and going through all the old dishes, and do you need these pants anymore, and la la la. So it's been like a whole thing for both my mom and me.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a lot of emotional stuff, and you can only do it a little bit at a time, eh?
Yeah, only a little at a time, but then I get energized for it, and then I can. So
Yeah.
I was telling somebody the other day that I'm like the moon. I wax and wane. So sometimes I get really energized and busy doing something, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta rest. So I learned those rhythms about myself.
Yeah. That's part of your human design, being a manifester, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
it is.
have to block in the times for being alone and quiet, right?
Mhm.
Generators tend to want to keep going and going and going, but reflectors, projectors, and manifestors need to block in quiet time. Yeah. Or you burn
Yeah.
out. Mhm.
Definitely, yeah. And being able to learn to love myself no matter what, right? No matter whether I'm in a time of energy or a time of rest, that I don't need to I used to always beat myself up a lot when I was in my time of rest. So I wasn't really resting because I was just like, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. And now being able to just say, I'm in a period of rest. I'm like the moon. You know,
Yeah,
like,
perfect. It's a huge lesson because we have this old pattern of continuing to go, go, go. And I don't know how many times in my life I have burned out until I learned this this rhythm in your own life. And everybody's
right.
is different. Everybody's is unique, right? So,
Yeah.
um,
Is that an North American type philosophy, or is that something that is true around the world? Like Osho, is that something in your culture that people just go, 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 go?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. I said, don't know if it's the American way or what, but we're like go constant. You have to be you have to be doing something, you have to be producing something, you have to be, you know.
yeah, I don't know. It seems to be a human trait these days, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I know that a lot of it, I actually had that conversation with my sister yesterday because she is struggling with chronic fatigue from having COVID over Christmas.
Oh,
She's still laid up, and she was having more good days, and then last week she had some people stop in to visit, and she thinks, "Oh, I'll be okay. I'll just lay on the couch while they're here." But it like she is one that worries about taking care of other people a lot. And so anyways, we were talking and I said, you're not going to heal until you learn to take care of yourself first,
yeah,
until you learn to slow down and not get worked up when other people are around. And
right.
we were talking about how when we were kids, we were told, what, you have nothing to do? Come here, I'll give you something. I've got work for you. Like if you have
Yeah,
time, you get up and help.
yeah,
You don't stop. You just keep going. And you're
right.
not allowed. Yeah,
That's how I raised my kids too.
right?
If they ever told me that they were bored, I gave them something to do immediately, you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
It's okay. I did too. It's like, yep, no downtime. Go and if we were reading a book, it wasn't so bad. We were kind of allowed to read a book.
Mhm,
But TV, no. Get that
mhm,
TV off. Get over
mhm.
here, help me, or get outside.
Right. No computer. I didn't
Yeah.
let my kids on the computer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it is that, part of that trait, but it's like really that's the big part of getting to know ourselves. Good job for like looking at that and going, okay, I need downtime. I see this rhythm within myself
Mhm.
and then you come back with so much more inspiration and
Right,
ideas, right?
right.
Yeah, especially like manifestors, manifestor generators, like that's where you get your ideas is in that
Yeah.
quiet
In
time.
that concept. Yeah,
Yeah.
my husband, I looked at my husband's design and he's a Manny Jenny.
Ah, so you guys are go, go,
I
go.
was I was cracking up. I was like, you're a Manny Jenny.
Yeah.
He
That's
didn't know what it meant, but he thought it was funny that I was telling him that. So
yeah. Nice. Okay. And your studio, your online studio, how'd that go?
it's coming up on Thursday
Oh, okay. Okay. I was looking at. All right. Cool.
on the 11th. See, I have my number is 11.
Oh,
I like the number 11.
okay.
So,
That's Thursday. Awesome. That's another good number. Okay. Hey, Karen, how are you?
I'm good. Just listening to everybody's busy weeks. This last week, it sounds like. I've been busy with painting classes or having people over to paint. Yesterday, I sat outside barefoot grounding during the solar eclipse and doing meditation. And I'm so lucky because I'm retired, so I can do all of those things. And then it's like half the day I'm hibernating, meditating, journaling, just really going deep, and then doing painting classes or working with people. So, but then that takes energy out of me, because I give a lot when I'm doing the teaching painting classes, I give a lot of my energy. So I have to come back in and hibernate and clear and ground and, so it's been an interesting, like half the day I'm sleeping and meditating and journaling, and the other half I'm like really busy, but it's been good.
Nice. Good. Good. Okay. Before I forget, if anyone's going to Whitney's retreat in October, I need a roommate. Just saying. Okay. Oh, you're muted, Lori.
I'm going.
Awesome. Well, get your deposit in and put your name on the chart with me.
All right.
Where do I look for the information?
Oh, it's okay, so she put it in the Creatively Fit Coaches. Did she put it in there? Are you a Creatively Fit coach, Anna? No. Okay, not yet.
I was
Okay.
going to do it, but then I found you and then I decided to do you first.
Awesome. So she's going public at the end of April. So
Oh.
it's not until October, the first week of October, but she's going to put it out publicly. She's just letting us know first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you're coming, we can always I don't know, maybe I can save a space for you. I don't know. Are you thinking of coming?
I would love to, yeah. I would love to. I've really met Whitney 4 years ago that I started doing things with her online. And last 2 years she came, no, 2 years ago she came to Miami and I registered to go and met her, but then the babies were born that day. So
Oh,
I met the babies and not Whitney.
yeah.
And so I really,
Priorities.
yeah. So I really like her. And so I say, oh, maybe I should go to her and I get inspired. But
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
but when they send the information, then I will look into and see.
nice. It's a beautiful week. Osho, you could take a flight. Come over to America.
It's a whole week. It's a whole week.
It is Monday to Friday, September 30th, I think, to the 4th, October 4th, maybe. Yeah. Jill, are you thinking of going?
I'm on the fence. I'm gonna be doing something in July, a retreat here with my Reiki coach. So I'm kind of just trying to see how things flow.
Okay. Well, no pressure. I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
yeah. I loved it. I wanted to spend more time, I have to say, outside. I wish that some of the classes would have been more outside in nature, because I really felt like I needed more nature.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but I
Well,
did.
Yeah, it was a bit rainy and cold too to start the week off. So
It was, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's get into this month because this is a fun month. There are 4 extra in the Teachable. Make sure you go in that class because there are 4 other videos and pictures in there for you that has to do with this month. This is all about creating sacred space. So when you do have groups, when you have painting groups, if you circle up at all, if you are creating a space for other people, really important to set up your sacred space. And I'm going to give you some ideas and suggestions, but really follow the guidance in your heart. That's what you need to do, and what works for you. So we're going to look at all the different tools that can help you channel more messages, because you are starting to go deep and learn how to channel for yourself, learn how to get the messages for yourself, which you guys all knew how to do anyways, but it's to spend the practice. It's about, okay, talking to angels, connecting with guides and spirits and whoever my spirit team is. And now there are some tools. Most people start the other way around. They go, okay, I want to learn how to read tarot cards, and they get cards out and they start to learn them, but they haven't connected first. And that's why I do it this way. First, we connect to your heart and your soul. First, you receive messages in meditation, and then you bring the tools in, right, to deepen the meditations. How many do you guys all like? How many of you have oracle cards or tarot cards? Yeah, maybe. Okay. How many have any other tools like runes or anything that they use for messages? Okay. Cool.
Pendulum. I use
Yeah.
pendulum.
Yeah. Pendulum, like a pendulum for questions or answers. Awesome. Okay, nothing, Osho? Really? Nope. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So this morning when I went into meditation and I was receiving some messages, I also felt a call to pull a card, and I pulled a card and it deepened the message that I gave in morning meditation. So I already had felt the pull towards, allowing yourself to expand and grow now into a bigger part of you. In your manifesting, you start off with getting clear. And yesterday with the new moon energy was very much about letting go of the things that are holding you down and moving into, okay, what is it now that I do want? As that eclipse energy, as the sun emerged again, it's like, okay, now we're focusing on the new, the fresh new start. And then the next step is, well, believing in that, believing in your dreams, working on that belief system, allowing yourself to have fun with it and expand and hold a bigger energy around it. And then I pulled the card from the Angels and Ancestors cards from Kyle Gray. The She-Wolf card came out. Well, now I can't have it. Okay, so the card. Sorry. Things are gonna fall. So here she is. So this was the card that came out before I went on live for the meditation, for the morning meditation. This was the card that came out. And I looked at it and I'm like, okay, totally unfiltered, unfettered, like let loose, right? Let your voice out, speak your truth, speak into your visions, like all of that. So oracle cards are really great to affirm the messages that you think you're feeling and you think is coming through, and also to deepen it and go further. So if you're not comfortable with this, then it's fine. You don't have to participate. But what I want to do is partner you guys up to practice some card readings with each other for the month, right? It's the best way to gain confidence in your channeling, in your reading, and to practice with somebody that can kind of give you feedback and say, oh my gosh, that's like bang on, because this is going on in my life. And it's really good for you because you learn how to trust those messages a little bit more. Eventually, you don't even need the cards. You just know what's happening, right? I read tarot cards or tarot, however you want to say it, and I have oracle cards. I do have the pendulum, but I don't use it very much at all. I don't know. I've just never trusted it as much as I trust the messages through the cards. So getting yourself a deck of oracle cards would be really great if you don't have one. It really does help you. But I started learning the tarot with my best friend. We live side by side, and we started learning together, and we still give each other readings. Like we still do the readings for each other at times. So it's been like 30 years now, right? Since we started. Is there anyone here that's like, okay, Janice, like opt me out because I have your names on paper and I'm going to partner you up if you want. But if you're like, no, I'm not ready for that, then just let me know right now. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to, here's my bowl. I'm going to use my bowl, put your names in, and we will, I'm pretty sure Carrie will be okay with this. So I'm putting her name in too. And what I'll do is I will connect you guys through email if you don't have each other's emails. It's also really good if you can do it through email, or you could set up a Zoom together. And that's a really good way to practice. Well, how do I use Zoom, right? And to practice that, Zoom is free. There's a free version that you can use, right? And I think you get half an hour or 35 minutes in it. Okay, so first name is Jill. Okay. And Jill, you are going to partner with Lori. Okay. So Jill and Lori. And Anna. Whoops. And Osho. Okay. Awesome. And that leaves Carrie and Karen. Perfect. Okay. Now, in this module first, I have a few things to go through. And some of it is the card reading stuff too. So you can practice on your own first, and then you can play with each other a little bit. When you do a reading for someone, here's what I do. Yes, Anna?
Do you recommend any special oracle card or tarot?
Whatever you feel connected with. Yeah, it's totally good.
It's just I wanted to buy another one, so
You
I
want to
have
buy
too
another
many.
one?
I just okay, maybe I just have to buy another one.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm not going to tell you have to have any particular one. I think I have like 25 decks.
I know, me too. So, but my new one was fun. So, okay. Thank you.
No problem. So when you first do a reading for someone, what I do is I close my eyes and I get centered, right? In my heart, I ground to the earth, I connect to the universe, and then I call in my spirit team, my guides, angels, teachers, and healers of the highest truth and compassion. And I ask them to connect with the guides and angels of the person I'm reading for. So I let them do the connection above us, because that way we are doing what is of the highest for everyone. It's not about me digging deep into your personal life. It's not that. As long as I'm connecting to your higher guides and angels, because they know what's best for this other person. And I also never do a reading unless I have permission. So, I mean, you're all kind of already gave permission, like, yeah, okay, I want to participate in this, so it's okay. And I've had people do readings for me, and when I haven't asked for it, and it feels invasive, right? So always make sure that you reach out first and say, hey, I'd love to do a reading for you, or whatever. And would you allow that? Are you okay with that? The only thing I found is like I can maneuver around that when it's for my kids. right? When I'm working and I'm connecting to their higher guides and getting permission that way. So always do that first. I light a candle. I will smudge my cards, with white sage, sweetgrass, whatever incenses you use are perfect. It all works. And that's how I create safe space around doing the reading. So I just wanted to give you that first. The other thing you could do right now is start to create your own medicine bag this month. So traditionally, medicine bags have been used to hold personal sacred power items within. Now, this is my medicine bag that I created with my shamanic group, my shamanic teacher, like 30 years ago, right? And we actually just took leather and a punch and put holes in the leather and twine around to create this bag. And there's a little piece of fur. I also have all my pins on here from all my therapeutic touch practitioner training. I have a ATWHN charter member from 1996 to 97. And you know what? I don't even remember what that is. But it's obviously important because I have it on here. I added on, some seeds and stuff. We actually just had a really nice circle gathering where we created our own medicine bags. And that's the way traditionally they're done. Traditionally they were done in circle, and then you put inside there your power items, the items that you hold as sacred, the items that are important and special to you. And what I do, so I take my medicine bag with me whenever I travel. I put my crystals in there. I put sage in there. And like Karen and I, when we met at the retreat last year and the year before, actually the very first time we met, before she got there, I already smudged the room, the yurt that we stayed in. I cleaned it and smudged it. And I'm like, I hope she's okay with this. And she walked in and she goes, okay, you're my kind of person. She smelled it and she was like, I knew we'd get along right away as soon as I saw that smudge. So, yeah. So I carry a shell, and I have smaller ones too. Like this is a bigger one that like you can buy. And I have smaller ones that I'll take that I found on the shore in Vancouver Island. And I'll just take the smaller oyster shells and use them in my bags. I just take a little piece of my sage and it goes with me in my bag along with my crystals. And so when I go to a hotel room, I will cleanse the room. You can also buy sage and sweetgrass in a spritzer, right? And spritz if you're afraid of fire. My husband got really nervous when I was smudging the hotel rooms. He's like, you're going to get the fire alarms on. It's like, okay. So I went and got some spritzer just to ease his worries. I also have candle and a lighter or some matches in my medicine bag, along with items that I have been gifted to me from like my shamanic teacher, and tobacco, a pouch of tobacco in there for giving thanks to the earth. Whatever your teachings have been. And it will be like Osho, it'll be different for you. You're a totally different culture. So use everything that I'm saying that works for you in your culture, your environment, your understanding. The whole thing is that it's part of our heart and soul. So we don't show people what's in our medicine bag, the sacred items, because it is our power. You don't touch anyone else's medicine bag because it is their power. The same as you don't drum on somebody else's drum, right? Like unless they've given you permission to do that. I also have had pouches that I wear, like I've made little leather pouches and put sacred items in there. That's very powerful too. What you want to do is make it out of a natural fabric. So mine is buffalo skin, but you could make it out of 100% cotton or yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yes. Find some ethically sourced leathers. Make sure it's ethically sourced. Furs, anything like that. Make sense? Okay. So the next thing, and actually doing this in your hotel room really helps you sleep, right? It cleanses out the old energies. There's a lot of people moving in and out of there. We feel that energy and it creates a safe, sacred space for you. Makes a huge difference. And I always put my crystals out on the nightstand beside me and do that cleanse of the room. So now bringing it even bigger into your own home. So think about how you could create sacred space in your own home. And when I had my acreage, I did put crystals in the earth in the 4 directions on the border of my acreage, like in the edges of my property. You could put them in your house, just place them if you don't have animals that'll eat them. Put crystals in the 4 directions. But also remember, you can create like 4 direction, you could call it an altar if that doesn't resonate with you, because some people are like, okay, that doesn't feel right to me to create an altar, but a space where it, north, south, east, west, I am honoring those 4 directions, knowing that I'm working with the cosmic energies, right? So it's not just now within our body, we're expanding out into our home. So creating those 4 directions. And if you have Whitney's book, what was her first book? Rise Above. She has it in there too. So it's kind of cool. She's got samples in there too. And I've often used her reference there for it. But remember too, you can work with the angels, right? So in the east is Archangel Raphael, and it's the element of air. In the south, it's Archangel Michael, the element of fire. In the west, Archangel Gabriel, the element of water. And in the north, Archangel Uriel, the element of earth. And also in the different traditions, like the medicine wheel for the indigenous peoples here, there's been animals at the animal totems at each direction. Now that's different depending on where you are in North America. And Osho, I really don't know for in India, but I'm sure a little research will give you that, or you may already know for your area how to create that sacred circle. So I've always used red eagle in the east, coyote in the south, grizzly bear, great grizzly in the west, and then great white buffalo in the north. Those are what I was taught. And that was from even Eastern Canada at that time. So even where I live right now, it's different here in the West. But that's what I use anyways, because that's what I was taught, and that feels strong, like a strong energy to me. When I open a circle and call in the 4 directions, when I honor the 4 directions, it's a much more powerful circle that you feel the energy shift and change. When I really want to have a deep meditation, I will call in the 4 directions and set up candles in the 4 directions. When I do soul retrievals for people, this is part of creating the space that I do. It is incredibly powerful when you intentionally create space for that wisdom to come through, and your intention is pure in your heart. So this is the part that most people miss. Most teachers out there, and I don't want to put anyone down, but I should say a lot of teachers out there are not creating sacred space because they're just either not familiar with it or never been taught. And this is where immense power is. This is where the reverence is. And this has been stressed to me by spirit over and over and over. And they give me this message through a teepee. They have brought that message through for me by giving me the vision of a teepee and of us circling up in the teepee, remembering our power. It is very easy to get caught up in the manifestation and creation of your life in material things and in I want to feel more peace and joy and all of that. But what we have to remember that this is an immense power that we're working with, and we need to do it with reverence, and we need to walk gently. White buffalo came through, and that image comes through every time. And even when I talk about it, it's like I can see him like tippy-toeing, dancing around the fire. Like this is the image that I get. It's like walk gently on the earth, this big massive creature like dancing. So super, super important. And this is what a soulfully aligned creative mystic is. You know this, you do this every time you create circle, every time you gather people. Please, please make sure that you are remembering this. Okay. And I'm trusting you. I know you will. So do it in your home, create the sacred space in your home. And I actually need to refresh mine. It's good to go and refresh it every once in a while too, every year or a couple of years. Okay, so the 4 elements, air, fire, water, and earth, are the traditional First Nations guardians of our physical earth. They swirl together to create everything we see, touch, eat, grow, and build. The 4 elements also build in each of our bodies. And that is like embracing the inner and outer landscapes of our elemental nature. So remembering that we are made up of the elements. And metal is also included in many traditions too, right? So the fifth element is metal. Oh, this is the month we get to paint our medicine wheel. Okay, I forgot. So we will create a medicine wheel on the canvas, and then you can put whatever resonates with you within that medicine wheel. It could be different elements in each section. It could be one animal in the center. It, play with that from now until when we paint on the 30th. We paint on the 30th. So think about that. What would resonate for me if we draw or paint? Remember, you don't have to be painting. That's all good. Okay, so that is basically it. And this week, this month, this week, you want to gather items that represent the element of air, create your altar on the east side of your home. So ideas there are in the module: feathers, special crystals, right? Pictures, sculptures of birds, plants, because plants, right? Your third eye painting could go there, right? So create your altar. And then the next week you can do fire, element of, or the direction of south, water the next week, the direction of the west, and then earth for the direction of the north. Okay. You've got creative prompts in there. You also have journal prompts for card readings. I would suggest that you do a 3-card spread for each other. So just a 3-card, pull 3 cards. And the one I always do is in the module. It's Kyle Gray's Strength, Heart, and Challenge. So the first card you pull shows that person's strength. The second card you pull shows what their heart is desiring for them. And the third card shows the challenge they're working through. And just that whole process reveals like, okay, how can you best handle that with your challenge? I just did this on the weekend for my son and his girlfriend. They're going through a difficult time right now. and I did this, and then I did a full tarot spread for them. But it really did show, like, she's working on a custody thing with her child and ex-husband, and it's not going well, and he's kind of taken the child and refusing to bring her back even though she has full custody, and it's like messy, right? But when I pulled her cards, what showed in her struggle, what came up was the card of a feather and support, like guardians, your angels and guardians support. And it's like showing me, well, she's struggling with that. She's not asking for help, right? And so my message to her was, you need to lean into that. You need to call your angels and guides in to help you here. You can't do this all alone. And it's showing that she feels very unsupported. And I just really guided her into, like, you need, as the mother, you need to call in angels and guides, specifically Archangel Michael. Like, and so that's been very helpful for her, because she comes from there's a lot of stuff in her background that has been traumatic for her in her life. So it's hard to lean into that support when you've been through trauma, right? You don't trust it. So anyways, and then there's a whole bunch of questions. This is a big module. There's a whole bunch of questions you can ask to focus in on your readings. Be clear to what it is that you want guidance for, the more clarity. Like, her cards were so easy to read because she was in so much emotions, and there was a high emotion there, and the cards are just like clear as day when there's a lot of emotion and focus there, right? So that's one thing. It's like, okay, hone in. What would you like guidance on? And you don't have to necessarily tell the other person. You can if you want, or you can just hold that. So you will connect through email and say, when's a good time for you guys to connect? And if you want to do a Zoom, or if you just want to do the readings on your own and send the message through email, totally up to you. But it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to let you have fun with that. All right. Any questions, you guys?
When I was thinking I have no cards, how will I do the reading?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I do not have any cards, so how do any guidance you would offer?
On how you would do it without cards. Okay. Well,
Or
first,
if I need to get some cards, just guide me.
yes, I would get cards. So you probably have shops there that you could go to for Oracle cards. Do you know of shops there?
I'll have to check for specifically for Oracle cards. I don't know.
You can also look online, right? And order them online. But my deck that I love is, Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors. Okay. And the images are beautiful. Like, just really beautiful, rich images with keywords on the bottom. Oracle cards are really nice that way, because they have a phrase or a word at the bottom that really helps you focus in. But you also, when you're reading the card, look at the image. What stands out for you? What do you see in there? And how could that be interpreted for the message? So, if you've never bought cards before, I would look at going to a little shop, perhaps a bookstore has some Oracle cards there, and just see which cards you feel drawn to, and get those. And then when you get your cards home and unwrap them, do a little cleansing, like if you have some smudge or some incense or herbs that you can burn to clear the energy around them. And look at each card separately, connect to each card, and then mix the cards up really good. Mix them up really good, shuffle them, keep handling them. The more of your energy that goes into them, the better.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Good luck. I can't wait to see what you get. You have to share it with us, which cards you get. I know one of the girls in the other groups has a deck of cards on trees, ancient trees or something. I'm like, oh, I need to find that deck. That's beautiful. But the other one I like too, that I'm finding to be incredibly powerfully deep, is our the wild unknown archetypes, which a lot of us did get last summer after the retreat, because Whitney had us playing with this deck. And I didn't really like it at first. They're round cards, and there's really not any visual image. Like, they're not very pretty or rich looking, but oh my gosh, when I have a question, wow, it goes to a new level, a deeper level. So yeah, I like that one too.
I haven't used those since the retreat. I think I'll pull them back out and play.
Yeah. Yeah. I also have oops, is Izzy Ivy's Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck. And I loved her images. And I was painting, because I was really diving into painting energy in light, like light energy, light codes. And I took a course from her. And so I was like, oh, I need to see her cards. So they're very bright and colorful and very intergalactic, like galactic images, which at first I didn't really resonate with. I'm like, okay, I've always been really into the earth energies, into ancestors, and, angels are good, but galactic was new for me. So, but it's been a good stretch. It's what actually is guiding me to Mount Shasta. So that has been the pull to go to Mount Shasta. So I'm like, okay, that's where I'm going this summer with Karen. Another retreat. Well, it was like coming up for me. I had taken Izzy Ivy's course. She talks a lot about the Lemurian beings and about the crystal. What's that crystal? The crystals with the ridges on the side. What are they called again?
I think it's just a Lemurian crystal, isn't it? Or a
I think you're right. So, and I was like, oh, I need to get me one of them. What's that? And as soon as I walked into the retreat, Karen Castelli, I can't remember her last name, Shama Mama, was there with her crystals. And I said, oh, you need to show me what a Lemurian crystal is. I don't know what that is, because she said she had them. And she's like, oh yeah, this is what it is. They have the grid lines on them. And I'm like, oh, well, I bought this one from her, but I went back up because this one was in my medicine bag, which weighs a ton. It makes my medicine bag really heavy. But this is the crystal that I bought when I began my shamanic training, and was told to go out and find the crystal that we could use for healing. And this is the one I bought, and it's full of these lines on it, which was like 30 years ago that I bought this. And so these are found under Mount Shasta. So Karen was like, oh yeah, they're found like under Mount Shasta. And I said, oh, I've been so drawn to Mount Shasta. And she's like, oh, we're having a retreat there next July. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm coming. So it was one of those like total synchronistic. Oh, okay. So that's the next place I need to go. Okay. Count me in. So we're doing that. Okay. I think I've talked enough. My mouth is getting dry. So-
That's where I went last June and made my drum, my second drum. But I have 2 drums from that area.
Fabulous. I hear it's just a special, magical, spiritual place. So
If you have any suggestions, Jill, or whatever, be sure, maybe we can email or something, because we're gonna stay a few days before and after, Pat and I, so. yeah.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
Us too. We're going to see the great redwood trees on the coast, the big ones, and then we'll be hanging around there. The apparently there's a medicine wheel at the top of the mountain. Someone told me. So we need to go see that. All right. You guys have a great day, because I see you back here tomorrow. All right. I will send this recording out. Love you guys.
Okay, and you'll send emails so we can connect?
Yes. When I send the recording out, I'm gonna like not hide the emails
Okay,
so you can connect with each other there. Is that okay
Okay.
with everyone?
yeah.
Okay, you can save each other's emails there.
Have a
All
great,
right.
day, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.